Now, number one, if I tell you that what a two-car jammed and a ram jumped out of the accident, or a ram is a resultant effect of that accident, do you know it takes faith to believe it? But if I told you somebody created this phone, it's logical and more reasonable. The point is that there is no scientist on earth currently, with the current equipment we have, and with the current researches, and with what scientists have seen in the lab, that actually believe in the theory of evolution. Is actually a narrative. It's actually a fringe theory. It's actually
about that theory of evolution. Of the science.
It's not even science. It's not pure science, because no scientist believes in it. Because you see, it is common sense. For example, now, if I say, for example, now that brother AB just fell out of the sky, do you know you don't believe it? But if I say somebody gave birth to now, you see, when we talk about God, you should understand, like I said earlier, you see, people have concepts of God. But when we talk about God, to me, I'm talking about the originating point. And that is what in science we call what the 0-point model, or what you call what the boundless field. Because that is the point that it has been established. You see, this thing I'm telling you, it's no longer a theory. You see, please, let me establish. No, listen. You see, it's like you saying now, if somebody tell you that, okay, a particular virus or a particular bacteria, based on what empirical study from the lab, that this is the bacteria causing the reason why you're peeing, then you say it is not a fact, it's a theory. That is not theory. I'm telling you exactly.
We just asked him a question. Because, is it a he or a she?
No, listen. Okay,
and you said it's both he and she. No, you answered. You answered.
No, let me answer. Wait. Let's go back to it. You see, for example, now, he said he's a naturalist. And a true definition.
I'm a humanist.
No, listen. A humanist is also a naturalist.
Whatever, but just capture me by what I said.
The true meaning of what a naturalist or a humanist is somebody who actually arrives at truth from what he can see with his 5 senses. That's a humanist. Now,
that's what you think.
No, that's
not a humanist.
No, that's what I think.
That's not.
No, see, there are other definitions.
Excuse me.
And you see, one issue I have with him, because you see, I have humanists who are friends. I don't judge, you know me. My best friend is an atheist. Nicholas Morales. He's a British citizen. He's my best friend. We reason together. But you see, if you were a humanist, I would rather prefer you put out knowledge there that will cause people to think, instead of gaslighting. That's why I told you when we started, I said, I don't see you as an atheist or a humanist. I see you more as what? An aggrieved religious anarchist.
See, that's where
anarchist.
That was why I asked
the job you're doing is more of an anarchist. A humanist is driven by love.
He's
an anarchist.
You see, you know why I'm laughing?
He's throwing the touch.
You know why?
It's okay.
No, calm down. Calm down.
Monitor yourself right
as
an anarchist.
Calm down.
Because you're a humanist.
I am not an anarchist. Now get it. When you see my post,
yes.
These things are deliberately done, and I know why I do them. When you said humanity or humanists are driven by love, you sometimes may love is not like I'm selling candy or ice cream. You know, the concept of love, people try to portray. Yeah. I come to my post and begin to say beautiful things and make you feel, no, I'm coming. Make you feel good. I don't sell ice cream on my platform. Do you understand? I don't sell ice cream. If this is black, I want to tell you, I think this thing look like black. Maybe use a romantic word so that.
Call it black.
Black. Very, very black. So if you don't like it, no problem. But it is up to you, and that's the kind of person. Now, whenever I tell you that Jesus is an illusion, let me tell you, I have had folks that claim to be atheists, whatever, and they go to church. I know some that go to church, but you see, let me tell you how this thing works. I prefer to be what I want and what is right than to just hang around. Sometimes. For instance, if I want to have a girlfriend, and the girlfriend is a Christian, and I am an atheist, and the girlfriend says, if you don't come to my church, I won't come to your house, or you'll be my girlfriend. I will come to your church and sit down and be browsing my phone. That you see me in church does not mean that I subscribe to what you are saying. I can, after church, I take you to my house and I knock you. And I'll be laughing at your Jesus Christ because I'm enjoying you. So when Christians think that they try to tag us like this is how you should be, you don't tell me how I should be. The reason why I put these things out to you is to provoke you to think. It's deliberate. If I tell you Jesus is an illusion, I am provoking you.
How do you want them to believe what you put out there when you cannot really convince them at the end of the day the evolution of man? Because that's a very you said during this interview that you are not
let me tell you now. This is what I tell people, and I told you when I started. My personal philosophy. I have no right to criticize what I have no replacement for. Number two, my process is consistent with my destination. If I'm going, while I was coming here, I had a process to take, and I had to take it. If I had taken the opposite, man, I may not be here. We'll just be talking, where are you? Now, when it comes to the beginning, I will tell you I don't know yet. That I said I don't know yet does not mean that it is God, Christian God, because Christian God is out of it. Even himself, while he was struggling to describe God, while he was even trying to capture God, he was talking about sound, talking about all of that, and at the end of the day, whatever he described doesn't even capture the Christian God.
No, I don't. Listen, there's nothing like a Christian God.
I'm coming.
No.
The God of the Bible.
That's an accusation. Because number one, I'm not presenting a Christian God. Because you see, God is too big to be tied to a religion or a set of people. Is that it?
Yeah.
The thing we talk about is beyond the concept of God. God, the word God is a human conception. You understand? We are talking about I kept using a word consistently. The causal agent or intelligence. That's the word I kept using.
Excuse me.
Now, and I'm telling you, that is the intelligence behind everything.
Excuse me.
So I'm not presenting what there's nothing like a Christian God. There is one thing.
Now, I know you were the one that posted this. I am presently on your Facebook page.
Well, okay.
But I'll throw the question to Dr. Bishop. The Christians, I'm quoting him now on this page, the Christians' pattern of running the family is not healthy for humanity.
Because he wrote that question. The question is, what is the pattern he's talking about? What is the Christian pattern for running the home?
What's the pattern you were talking about?
Okay.
Because if there's a Christian pattern, I believe it was rooted in the Bible. So what is the pattern?
Everything about, of course, like you said, the pattern rooted in the Bible. If you look at the concept of family, that most Christians, and I think, let me use the word, all Christians run with, it's not healthy for the families. And let me explain. Family is driven by culture, family values, family ethics, and family existed before Christianity.
Absolutely.
Now, when Christianity came, it started introducing a different narrative of family. For instance, they will tell you that Jesus Christ brought a sword to separate a father from the child, a mother from the child. And if you look at that alone, it doesn't help family. Number two, I don't know whether you got that point, but second point, it talks about a man and a wife. And the man is the head, and the woman is the neck.
I don't know what part of the Bible you saw that the woman is.
Okay, sorry. I think it's explanation now. Okay. But woman was taken from the rib of the man, and that alone sees woman more like as a weaker vessel, and I think that narrative has really been driven into families, that man claim I'm the head and you are the subordinate. Now that alone has really destroyed families, and I can tell you for a fact that narrative, that some people are weak, some people are strong, some came out of a rib, make some people better than the others or superior than the other. And if you read the Bible, even in the days of Jesus Christ, when they take count, they don't even recognize women. And if you look at the disciples of Jesus Christ, you couldn't see a she or a female there.
Before Jesus and before the biblical interpretation of that, it was in existence.
No, I think
at the family.
Yes, at the level of the family, that the man is culturally placed ahead of the woman.
No, culturally, and that's why when it comes to culture,
So that you
no, it is.
No, it's not.
I'm coming. Let me draw the line, please. Let me draw the line. Let me tell you where I'm drawing the line. Culturally, of course, when you look at the physical masculinity of a man, the culture believes that the man should defend, protect the family. So man is literally that protector. But you see, one thing about culture, and I felt so pained that we are not left with our African culture. One thing about culture is that the culture that was practiced 1,000 years ago was based on the knowledge they had. If they were allowed to grow, struggle with...
I think they would have deviated.
Not like deviated, they would have evolved and have refined whatever they were used to and have had something better today.
So you think Christianity rather...
Christianity, not just done that, but Christianity crystallized, formed it that you can't even evolve on it, because when the Bible is open and closed, you can't improve on it. It's open and closed. So if Bible said a man and a wife, it is a man and a wife. If you want to give any revelation and knowledge to it, you're wasting your time. So I sat down to think about marriage. And if you ask me as a humanist, I will tell you every human being is important, and it should come from the point of a contract. Not from the point of paying dowry. Now
that
limits as if you are buying somebody, as if you are purchasing somebody.
That's not a Christian faith innovation.
I just told you some of the culture we had like 200-300 years ago, and I said I wished Africa or Africans were allowed to grow, to evolve. If we were allowed to evolve, we would have struggled with some of this discussion, and maybe by now we'll be talking about what I'm talking about.
So you think
but Christianity came and formed like a rock.
Yeah.
You can't tamper with it. You can't. If you want to tamper with it, just like divorce. When I got divorced, like, do you understand? You can't tamper with it. When I remarried, like, you remarried? You can't tamper with it. So everything about family that Christianity came into, it messed it up.
Now, I like the fact that we have moved this whole discussion now to family.
Okay. I think
based on his claim, I believe you already have an understanding now.
See, first of all, to help you understand, the concept of marriage that is currently being practiced has nothing to do with Christianity. It was in place thousands of years before even the emergence of Jesus Christ. It has always been a cultural thing.
That
from thousands of years, that man is always the alpha and the dominant. So it has nothing to do with Christianity. So
it's like you didn't get my point.
No, I'm starting. No, I got your point. I'm starting from where you started. You said that the Christian model for marriage has destroyed marriages, and I'm telling you that the model you're talking about has nothing to do with Christianity. Because you see, one thing I don't do is that the fact that I don't subscribe to a thing does not mean I will gaslight them or attribute things to them that is not true. You understand? Now, you are speaking out of context, and you are actually trying to impose something that does not even exist there. Number one, the concept of marriage and the dominance started, that you are going back to anthropology, and it has nothing to do with Christianity. In practically every culture on the face of the earth, if you go to the east, the north, the west, because I also study cultures and customs and the evolving of all cultures, to the east and the west.
So even the Western world?
In short, even before even the so-called Western world, the ancient Europeans, wherever you talk about them, the Indies, every culture on earth now have actually a similar myth. And what was the myth? That there was a point that actually woman became the cause of man's fall.
No.
So, listen.
No.
Hold on.
No.
This thing was
no.
Listen.
No, we are on camera, and I wouldn't.
Listen.
What you're saying now is it before?
Just listen. First of all, you must understand when did Christianity start? Genesis is not Christianity.
Yes.
Exodus is not Christianity. Christianity started with what? The emergence of Christ. We knew when it started, it was from Ephesus.
Yeah.
So you cannot attribute Genesis to Christianity. And once you should understand that even the concept of Genesis, do you know the funny thing that it is not sacrosanct to the Bible alone? Even if you go to the Sanskrit and different cultures, they also have what? A concept or a story or a myth about their origin. They have a myth about what? Adam and Eve. It's not only in the Bible.
It was coined from the Bible.
Listen, no, you are wrong.
It was coined from the Bible.
No, you see, that's where that is where you see one thing. You see, we should be careful not to speak confidently about something we're not sure. You're saying something you've not studied. No, it's an assumption.
You said.
No, listen. When was the Bible put together?
Excuse me.
We're talking about.
Now you were trying to establish that it existed.
Listen. Wait. Let me say something. I was trying to say something before you jumped in. If you read anthropology, every culture, even that have never made contact with the Bible, all have a similar myth. Even you see, this concept of Trinity was in existence before Christianity also. The Egyptians have their own concept of Trinity. I'm coming there. Now, if you look at it anthropologically, which I know he didn't study because he wouldn't be arguing with it. Now, every culture have a concept of what a man and a woman, and something that interfered with a concept of paradise, which was not, in short, most real scholars will tell you that actually, that some portion of the Bible were actually copied from more ancient texts. There are texts that are older than the Bible. That's what he doesn't know. The Bible is not the most ancient text.
You see, I don't like you using, excuse me. I don't like using what I don't know.
I'm sorry for using you use the word that they copied it from the Bible.
Excuse me.
In fact, we who have studied the Bible and studied cultures and anthropology, we know that when you read certain ancient texts,
can you make a reference? Can you excuse me? Can you make a reference? Can you make a reference?
Yes. Can you allow me to learn?
Let's run.
Please allow me to learn.
Please.
Now, as I was saying before you interrupted me,
you
see, every culture on earth have a story of origin. A story of creation. In some cultures, they'll tell you that what the being they attribute as God actually sang creation. Some cultures will tell you that what creation was slapped into existence. Some culture will tell you that what it was spoken. Now, science tells us we live in a voice-activated system because they realize that what beneath everything on earth is information. Even this thing is pure information. Everything is what word-based. When I mean word-based, I'm not talking of Bible as word. I'm talking about sound, energy. Now, every culture believes that there was something that took place. That is why if you go to practically every culture on earth, even cultures that have never had contact with Bible before even the Bible were written, the man always is dominant. Why? Because they believe that the woman, that's what they call the nakash, which is a kind of a spirit that leads us in the mind. That is Asian belief. Now, they believe that the woman was susceptible to that temptation and she was the cause. Every culture...
Can you make a reference?
Listen, please.
Can you make a reference?
Allow me to learn, please.
Why is every culture?
Can you allow me to learn?
Go towards...
Listen. Believe in that. So, if you've noticed, travel to anywhere in the world, even people who don't even have the Bible, who don't read the Bible, they always believe that the man is the head. Now I'm coming down to where he misquoted. Now, number one, you see, if you say that the Bible model for marriage has destroyed marriage, now that is a lie. You know why I say it's a lie? Because number one, now look at what the statement Paul made in the book of Ephesians chapter 5. He said, woman, submit yourself to your husband as the church to the Lord. Then he said, man, love your wife as you will love your body. He said, just like Jesus loved the church, gave himself to it, sacrificed himself to it. So
that's a balance.
Now listen, sacrifice himself to it. He said, if you hate your wife, you are hating yourself. If you hate on your wife, you're hating yourself. How does this destroy marriage? How does this make a woman inferior? No, it's a question. Then secondly, like I said, our forefathers who he was talking about in Africa, even before the white man made contact with us, or before the Bible, mention any culture in Nigeria that the woman was ahead of the man, that didn't believe that the man was the head. Just one culture. Just one culture. Mention one culture. There is no culture in Nigeria. Even pre-Christianity.
I have not. You see.
No.
Okay, go ahead.
And sorry, please. And the question you're not asking is that you just said, okay, the Bible destroy marriage, and you've not even explained anything.
He started explaining.
I told you about.
Maybe I'll come up with
Please, go ahead.
Let me.
There was no misquote,
Let me
please.
come up with a question either. And he has established, I don't know if you accept that, he has established that even before Christianity, the man has been established as a leader, as superior over the female folk. Do you accept?
You see, this is what I always tell people. When you talk and you are talking without reference, you don't really. I'm coming.
He said all cultures.
No, if you deny it, then what is the basis of your?
Don't worry.
And that's why I say calm down.
Now
he said all culture. When you say all culture, can you just give an instance of one culture that he was talking about the Adam thing, that a woman could be was responsible for the fall or all of that,
and you said no,
and I said no because when if you look at the Quran. Yeah. If you look at the Quran, you could see how most of the context or the content of Quran were gotten from the Bible. Now, because the Bible is actually older than the Quran. Now, when we talk about family, and I just said it, I said we had a culture because man is masculine. Man has the physical energy, strength. He was the leader. But if we were allowed with our culture and we evolve with our culture.
Now you are speaking under probability.
No. No, why I use that word is because of what we are seeing now. Because what we are seeing now,
women are coming up to say.
Of course, we are not. And even the Paul he quoted, there was a time Paul was telling some Christians that their wives should keep quiet and not say anything in church until when they get home, they should ask their husband. So that alone talks about ridiculing, reducing the woman figure. And even if you look at the Jesus disciples, you wouldn't see a female. If you look at how they present angels, you wouldn't see a female. Now, this is what I tell people. When you talk about the Bible, the marriage, and all of that, I just told you that Jesus said, I did not come for peace, I brought a sword. Whatever interpretation I want to put
Jesus
to it.
said he did not come for peace.
He has not brought peace. He brought a sword. And he said, a father will be against a mother. A child, I'm just paraphrasing. Okay. And I think he's there. And a sword, division in the family. Do you understand that? And we have seen that practically, that Christianity, I remember a pastor said one time, and he said, people, your family members, we bow for you, you members of this church. I remember
everybody said amen.
Amen. So you could see before now, we never had elderly, we had this bond, this synergy, this complementary of a family, a big family. Now, when Christianity came, you begin to have a member of a church, and you call other people unbelievers, they are not born again. That alone was a major crack on the family institution. Now, another thing I told you is that, of course, man marrying a woman as if you are literally buying, or even the Bible he quoted, the chapter he quoted about Paul and all of that, the same Paul was telling servants to be slaves to be submissive to their master. So he even believed and upheld slavery, even though he would tell me that happened in his time. I'm coming. Now, when you look at that concept of the family, and that's why anything you impose on people, after a while, people begin to rebel. People begin to know.
You think that's the reason why the present day women?
Of course, and like my wife now, I remarried.
Yes, I do.
Like my wife now, I do not see her like a weaker vessel. I see her as a partner, a team. And if I have my way, and I should look at the institution of family, marriage, or what they call wedding, should be a contract people go into and review it whenever they want. You are not buying anybody. You are not more better than anybody. It could be first among equal, but nobody is better than. We could be first among equal. It's just like the finger we have. No one is better than. It's just first among, or 1, 2, 3, and 2 is not better than. In terms of
I get your point. I think that's well established. Dr. Bishop, do you think that he is already establishing that the Bible did not place man and woman as equal? It looks like one is. Excuse me, let me just wrap up my question now. It sounded like the Bible is saying one is riding over the other.
But he forgot the part of the Bible that says, in the sight of God, both the man and the woman are equal.
So the Bible is the Bible is confusing itself there.
No, it is your understanding.
It is not understanding.
Okay, for example,
you decide
the Bible says she's a weaker vessel. Please, he picked it out of context. What was the context there? He was talking in terms of what the level of care and attention you give to the woman. Is that supposed to be a bad thing?
It's not
No. Listen. And you know that also. Okay, please. Okay, let's come back to logic now. Do you know, for example, now the man is an XY chromosome. The woman is an XX chromosome. Whether we like it or not, there are physical difference between a man and a woman.
That doesn't make somebody weak or stronger.
Listen, nobody is talking about, and whether we like it or not, let's be very honest with ourselves. If you bring a man and a woman with equal mass, equal density, equal height, the weight a man will carry, a woman will not carry it. This is pure fact. No. That is why you cannot see women playing male football.
So do you think
it has not?
Women are playing male football.
No, listen. Okay, let me give an example.
People wrestling.
You see, the danger of what he's proposing is this. You see, the Western world tried it and it bastardized their culture. You see, it's so bad today that what our friends who live in the US, who actually wish they can train their children under what we call African culture. Now, in the West today, you don't have 2 genders. In the West, you have about 13 gender. So the gender is no longer a biological thing. It's a state of mind, which is somebody can tell you he's a he, they, she. Somebody can say, I identify as a cat. Your daughter now, that is 5 years old, can go to a school and the teacher will assign gender affirming care to the daughter, and you have no right to talk, and your daughter will come back home and say, Daddy, I'm no longer a man but a woman, and if you try to indoctrinate her, you can be arrested. And what the child will take you are you know where it started from? Do you know where it started from? It started from this concept of whether you like it or not. For example, I am married, I have a wife. You understand? I see my wife as an equal partner. The concept of dowry has nothing to do with Christianity. Our forefathers were collecting dowry before Christianity ever came to Nigeria. So why are you imposing it on Christianity? Where did you read in the Bible? Where did you read even in the Bible in the Christian that the Christianity practice the doctrine of what tradition? Traditional wedding is traditional wedding. That's not to do with Christianity. And what is tradition? And traditions are unique to every culture and every tribe. If you go to, there are some parts, if you go to
where the woman is,
whereby all you need to do, like TV, you used to bring what, a pig. So everybody have his own customs and tradition. That's not Christianity. Let's separate the two. You are not separating the two. You are mishmashing.
No way.
You're confusing.
It's like, excuse me, it's not confusion.
No, you're really confusion.
I allow you to.
I don't yet even understand the ideology he's promulgating. Number one, in terms of relation, my wife is my partner. We are equal partner. Understand? But
you are not equal partner. You are just saying for saying sake.
You see, because you don't
because
know.
You don't.
No, Mr. Abraham. You see, your problem is that what you think about everybody you meet.
No.
Is actually pretend that he. Listen. I'm the last person that pretends.
Now let's
because you know when I believe a thing, I can die for it.
No, from what
I'm telling you,
from what you said, it doesn't show. Even from, for instance,
I'm actually putting you right.
You are not putting me right.
No, you said Christianity imposes a culture of what buying a woman, and I said
it's true. Women were bought in the Bible. Women were seen as property in the Bible.
Listen, which part of the Bible?
Whether Old or New Testament is the Bible. You see, that's the problem I have with these guys.
Okay, no, listen.
They want to separate the New Testament from the Old Testament. How do you have yesterday without yesterday.
Mr. Abraham,
So
wait,
you don't want to make yourself
by virtue
feel
of his contention, he's defeating himself. He said knowledge. He said we evolve in knowledge. Whether you like it or not.
No, it's not a denial of. It's not a denial of your history.
Nobody is denying.
Not a denial.
Whether you like it or not. For example, now I told you from the very beginning, where most of them missing is that you see, the Bible is a documentation. In the Bible, you have anthropology, you have cosmology, you have mythology, you have doctrine, you have belief system that are coded in the Bible. Then in the Bible, you have what is a mishmash. The Old Testament is pure Judaism. Judaism is a religion. You understand? And Christianity came out of what Judaism.
So why didn't you just have your New Testament?
Allow me to talk to you. Allow me to talk to you. You understand?
Because you always deviate from our point and begin to say random things, and you don't want me to talk.
The Bible captures the reality of slave trade. People who own slaves. Now, it's like, for example, now you just pick the Bible and what you pick what you feel you want to read out of it and attach a meaning to it and say, this is what the Bible says. Now, the mistake he's making, he said, for example, now look at what he said. He said every other culture pick their concept of marriage from the Bible.
I didn't say every other culture.
No, you made a statement like that.
I said,
listen, and I said I can prove to you that there were texts
that
predated Christianity 1,000 years.
I even mentioned Islam. Come on, you see.
No,
I didn't say all. I didn't say all. So don't misquote me. I even gave an example of Islam, and like I said, when you are talking about, you know, excuse me, even when I was, excuse me, it has all to do with Christianity. It has all to do with,
wait, as a pastor, when you were a pastor,
let me give you an example.
Have you officiated anybody's wedding in the church and the dowry was paid in your church?
Can you calm down?
Okay,
Dowry payment is just a fragment of traditional wedding. It's just a fragment.
It's traditional
a fragment. It is only. See, excuse me.
He is joining the two together.
See, the essence. Excuse me now. Can you calm down?
What has Christianity got to do with tradition?
Can we just have 1 hour, please? Since I am in the center of this.
Yes.
Mr. Daniel.
Yes.
You know, most of your claims try to present Christianity as the advent of certain things, especially that exist in the family, for the point that we are talking about now. But he is standing on the point that the family and its practices and the man figure, the woman figure existed before the advent of Christianity.
And I just made it. I'm coming.
Yeah.
And I made it clear that it is not true. I understand.
On what basis?
I'm coming. If you look at on what basis, I just first. I'm coming, sir. If you look at the Bible presentation of God, the Bible presents God as a man, not as a woman. I'm coming. And you have God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. There's no God, the woman. No. I'm coming. He's even wrong. I'm coming. No, with that, I will still educate you. No problem. Just allow me. Now, when you look at Bible talking about the angels, perfectly, if you look at Angel Michael and all of that, if you look at the Jesus disciples, all men, and if you look at when Paul was even talking, Paul was not even married. There was a time, even in the teachings of Paul, he was encouraging people not to even get married. He says it's better for you to even remain single. Now, so if you look at all of that and the teachings of even Jesus Christ himself, you will now see that women, if you look at the feeding of the 5,000, like say 5,000 men beside women and children, they had no single regard for women. And for me, the other time I had a section with women, and I told them women defend Christianity a lot, or religion a lot, and they are the most victims in the whole Bible. They are the most victims. If you look from Genesis, they started blaming woman. Man started blaming woman, and they defend this thing a lot. And so when I talk about, for instance, whatever you call culture, I keep saying it, whatever we call culture is not firm. It can be reviewed. it can be revealed. Now, if the Christian system came and formed it, that's what I'm talking about.
Culture.
And crystallized it.
The African culture.
And crystallized it.
The African culture.
I give an example. For instance, if when I divorce, culturally, as an African person, you could marry 2-3 wives. But Christianity came and said, no, it is wrong. Man and a woman. Do you understand? When I divorced, now, ordinarily, there shouldn't be stigma. There shouldn't be this.
Don't you think marrying 2-3 wives also brings down stigmatize the woman in a way where one man marrying?
I just gave you an example of the culture that Christianity came and formed.
So are we now?
I'm coming now. Let me learn.
You are moving into polygamy.
No.
Are you a champion for polygamy?
Just allow.
You see, the problem I have with you is that the problem I have with you is that you don't see this from a holistic point. I just gave you an example.
Okay. These scriptures.
No.
That would justify your anarchist stance.
No. Not anarchist stance. Okay, let me give you. I gave you an example. You say family. I said Jesus said, excuse me, mentioning family. I did not come for peace. I brought a sword and to divide family. And I told you, in a family now, excuse me.
Can we?
You're a pastor. You know it's true. It's there in the Bible. Now, if in those days, if one person get born again, he begin to see other members of his family as unbelievers. So and you now begin to talk about. I remember humorously we were talking about your family altar, your family. You know, we were even joking with this guy.
Yeah.
And you begin to see there's something in this family that is destroying us. This brings division in the family. Let me give you an instance. I divorced.
Yes.
And my kids hardly relate with me. Because with the mindset that, dad was a Christian and dad is no more a Christian. So dad is seen like a devil. Of course, there's nothing like a devil, just like there's nothing like a God. Now, I look at them with empathy. The reason is because what I know, they may not know it. They are not exposed to it. Whoever is pushing that narrative to them is going back to his home. And they are not going back to their home. So no problem. But as they grow up, they will realize it. I love them, but see, I will not, because of what they want, bow to them. So I will allow them to grow and experience life. But most times I push some narrative out so that they don't grow and say, I have this weakness because I didn't grow under my father. People talk like that instead of them taking responsibility of their actions. So when we talk about family, as you are here, I know a pastor that will tell you that in my family, God has placed me the head, I'm not the tail. And when you see, when you're talking about hell and tail, there's the tail, there is still fellow human being. So the church brought a family to a point where it just crashed the family. And
in what way?
I just gave you a literal example.
Now, well, it's been a lot of argument, and we've not been able to come to a compromise. Although once in some times we end up understanding ourselves, but the other time it's a clash of the titans, like I said from the beginning. Now we'll go for this break, and when we'll come back, we'll do our best to wrap up because this is already taking more than an episode. And Dr. Bishop and Mr. Daniel, I must say yes. Both of you, you know your onion and you are actually standing on it. But then, when we return from this break, we'll come to a compromise.
I'm done searching on. I found my baby, Oloni Kun.
All right, welcome back to the Black Giant Podcast. If you have not followed us, go and follow now. Like all our content, follow us on social media, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Black Giant Podcast, and on YouTube. Please subscribe to our YouTube platform on the Black Giant podcasts, Black Giant Podcasts. Yes, and I still have here with us two gentlemen, one from the Christian faith and the other is a humanist. We have Dr. Bishop Abba, but let me let you know, Bishop is his name. He's not a bishop title. Yes, please. And then I have right here with me Mr. Abraham Daniel. So we've been on the story which you already understand. Now, Mr. Abraham Daniel, I like the fact that you've been able to establish a lot of things today. Even myself, certain things I claim I knew about you, you just established that it's not true. Like one of them is, that you were, most of your posts were out of pain. But now I've been able to realize that even before this time, even before the experience in the Dunamis Church, you have been someone who would want to ask questions and know more about a thing. And if it doesn't go well with your knowledge, or if you're not allowed to, get facts to certain things, you go your way. So that established the fact that you're not speaking out of pain, you're speaking out of your own conviction. I think that helped me a whole lot. Now, my last question would be this. You are a humanist. Your wife is a Christian. And you have instructed.
We agreed. We agreed. We agreed.
You brought the idea.
Because
she accepted. Maybe because you are the head.
Not really, not really, and that's why, like I said, no. She had a choice. There are many folks out there. Of course, I'm even like Tokumbo, fairly you. So she had a lot of choice, and she's in her 20s. Very young lady, yeah, very young lady. So she had a choice.
Okay. So you are a humanist, she is a Christian, and both of you have agreed, like you said, that your children will not be
exposed to any religion
until they are 18.
Yeah.
Isn't that the family that is divided?
No.
Especially the fact that it looks like one has a God, the other doesn't.
And that's why I kept talking about I have issues with beliefs, not believers. My mother is a Christian, my younger brother is a Christian, and I allow them do their thing. And it doesn't stop. I relate. We are human beings. Primarily, we are human beings before we embrace anything. Humanity before religion, Christianity, and anything. So what we teach, the values we communicate, or I communicate in my family, are humanity-related value that are driven by empathy, synergy. We don't compete. We complement synergy. And that's why when people tell me, okay, you keep criticizing, talking about Christianity, what do you have to offer? A lot. And but sometimes I deliberately just keep throwing that jab.
So what do you have to offer?
A lot. Number one, I told you about the concept of humanity. Humanity is driven by synergy, communism, not competition or capitalism. And we have seen the world struggling today, the problem happening globally. The day we embrace humanity, all of us will lay down our arms. When you see the so-called big, powerful countries of the world that build nuclear weapons and build all kinds of weapons, the weapons they are building is not to kill elephant. It's not to kill a lion. It's to kill your fellow human being. The day you understand that humanity is one. Humanity is one. If you're black, yellow, blue, our what divides us, our tribe, the continent, and all of that, we should put this thing down and build bridges. So if we can build all these things to kill our fellow human beings, something is driving it, something is motivating it, and that thing that is motivating it is what I'm after. We must come to a point where nobody is after you. We can be together and still be successful. You are not my enemy. You are not my enemy. You are my brother. I love you.
We're not competing.
We are not competing. We are complementing. And just like the sound we have here, the sound, the video, and all of that, they are all complementing. Nobody is the tail. And just like the human body, the hand, the eye, and all of that. Nobody is saying I'm better than you. The brain is saying no, work in isolation. So the concept of capitalism for me is a no. And when he was talking about, you know, the obsolete socialism that we are driven by wrong drivers, and that's why I said if you look at the human origin, it's driven by communism. Even if you look at the early men, how they were able to survive, they were together, because if you try to survive in isolation, wild animals may eat you up. So they were clustered.
So you think religion is
yes, religion as it were divides. And to be very honest with you, and that's why I said I don't have problem with the believers, but they believe, because the day you have a wonderful family, the day one gets born again or become a Muslim, the crack comes. Somebody will come, family altar. You know, we have this perception that Africa have generational curse and all of that. And I asked them, how? Our poor fathers, what was their crime? If you read about people that created terrible crimes, the Germans, the British, they colonized almost the whole world, unalive a whole lot of people. And Queen died in his 90s, son is almost in his 80s or 90s. They are literally, they are the owner of Anglican Church. The Pope is the oldest, dying in their old age. My father in the village is under a curse. Are you okay? So these are the things we are talking about. Humanity must wake up. Nobody is under a curse. Everything is okay. What is not okay is the available information that we have. And one major thing that have kept us down is religion. The second is tribe. Of course, we have to make do with the reality of tribe, but that of religion was imposed because we are not born religious. We are not born into any religion. We are born into a religion. We are taught religion. Yeah. So that can be untaught, untaught. But that of tribe, of course, we can. It's a reality that do you understand? We can make do with. But for religion, we have to question it and look at this thing critically. It has not really helped humanity.
Mr. Abraham has established that religion does not have a base. It's baseless. Be it whatever religion it is, it doesn't have a base. Now, Dr. Bishop, you've heard him, and he's still having a stand fixed that religion is a major problem. Although you did not cut that off even from your discussion as regarding just that certain quote he made, you had a different point.
I think in
now. So, Dr. Bishop, you have done your best in trying to present fact down to trying to marry science to how it functions with Christianity. Now, on your final note, the existence of Christ, he kept on saying even till now that Christ is an illusion. The existence of God, he said the God factor is also an illusion. He even said that Christ did not die for his sin. And maybe we'll use that to end this very podcast. After that, you can, say something as a wrap up. Did Christ die for your sin?
All right, thank you very much. First of all, I think I would like to say that, you see, one thing we must understand that we're trying to achieve here, especially on my part, the word religion is from religion, which means to bind. And if there's one major problem we have on earth today, is our understanding and interpretation of religion. And the truth is, whether we like it or not, religion is an imperfect system that has actually served its purpose. You understand? And we're approaching the time whereby humanity is going to evolve. We're going to go beyond religion to embrace our common divinity, our common identity, and common origin. On a subatomic level, as a quantum physicist, you realize that we are all one. On a subatomic level, we are all one. There is no difference. What the person who is in America, everywhere, we are all one, which is a concept of oneness that even the Bible also eschews as one. And at the same time, to also help us to redefine our concept of what it means to be a human being. I think over the years, we have been jaded and actually imposed upon with what I call a miseducation as to our common humanity. We've been made to believe that we are nothing but ordinary people with no purpose, no sense of destiny, no meaning. We're just here, just to occupy space, die like an ordinary plant, and just live here. And I believe that what we human beings are actually unique. We are sentient. We are something that is beyond this flesh and blood. And I also believe that we are fractals of the spirit. And just like the Bible says, there's a spirit in man, the intelligence of the Almighty. The spirit in man, the inspiration, which is what the inspirited, the spirit from within, that what makes him intelligent. So I believe that every human being on earth has a common origin. Every human being on earth shares the same identity. And at the same time, you see, like I said, Christianity is a language. It's not just a religion, but it's a language that actually expresses what the concept of love. You understand? And I choose to speak that language just because that's the language I know how to speak. Not because I embrace everything that is practiced in Christianity, not because I believe whatever is being preached in Christianity, everything that's being preached, but I believe in one thing, that what the Logos that became flesh, which was the incarnation of Christ, is actually what a revelation of our true identity and origin. Just like the Bible says in the book of Colossians chapter 3, it says, when Christ, who is your real life, so Christ is not just my savior, he is the human life. He is what it means to, it's just, for example, now I came to demonstrate, to reveal to you, or to show you what it, how a car functions, or like when I show you a prototype of a phone, this is how it functions. So that is to whom I believe Christ is. And I believe that he's not a thing that enters into people or jump out of people. I believe that he's part and parcel of our DNA. He's encoded into our DNA.
Now, to the question of if Christ died.
Yes.
First.
Now, in the case of Christ, now Christ died for me. Number one. Now, I believe is a belief. That is not my knowing. That Jesus died. It is historically documented. He resurrected. It is historically documented because there were eyewitnesses. And Pontius Pilate also, what in the history, in the Greek, during the Roman history, also alluded that there was one that was rumored to him that actually died, that people believed they saw him, that he resurrected. You understand? Now that is subject to debate between anybody, but it's a personal belief system that he actually died and he rose from the dead.
And that's a belief that he died for your sin. You believe that?
Now it depends, because I will not go into that, because it depends on what you call sin. What people call sin is not what I call sin. Because to me, what is sin is this: the doubting of the fact of our origin and our identity. See, doubt is what sin is.
The worst,
which is doubt. What is what sin is? So, and what does sin do? It created a fracture or in our consciousness. And what was the fracture? The moment there was that fracture, you understand, we could no longer actually assess the true meaning of what we are, our origin, our identity. So to say Jesus died, believe that's to bridge the fracture within the human consciousness.
Ooh. I just had to laugh before I wrap up this section because a lot, even till this point. Okay, thank you so much. I believe you've had your own share of the laughter from wherever you're watching this edition of the Black Giant podcast. We're going to be breaking this into 3 sections, so be ready to follow. You need to watch this till the end to understand how the beginning, the middle, and the end looks like. Thank you so much, Dr. Bishop. Thank you for making it through for the second time to the Black Giant Show podcast. Thank you, Mr. Daniel.
Thank you. I got no problem. I just, I wish we could practically look at. I don't want to respond to him so that we don't keep dragging.
Yes.
But when he talks about Jesus dying and all of that, and connecting and all of that, believe or disbelieve is the cause of anything or everything. It really, I wish one day. Okay, let me know. No, it's okay. I don't want to drag this matter so that we don't roll and roll in. Please.
Thank you so much. I think we have to wrap up here. If Mr. Daniel come with that question, Dr. Bishop will come with another. So thank you so much for making that time. Thank you.